Some very scary polling information to tell you guys about. 43% of Republicans think President Trump should have the authority to close news outlets engaged in bad behavior, while only 36% disagreed with the statement, according to an Ipsos poll released Tuesday. Let me just pause there. Only 36% of Republicans believe in the First Amendment of the United States Constitution. Only 36%. That's the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. That is, wow. Wow. So only 36% of Republicans are against outright censorship of the media in an authoritarian fashion. Holy shit, man. A large number of Republicans polled also took issue with the media in general, with 48% agreeing the news media is the enemy of the people. 79% said mainstream media outlets treat Trump unfairly. The Daily Beast reported the poll results. The Daily Beast first reported the poll results. Okay, so again, enemy of the people, I think goes a little too far. I think it is a totally fair statement to say the media does fake news. I think it's totally fair to say it does fake news often. I think it's totally fair to say the media does a bad job. The media does a poor job. The media is corrupt. I think all of those things are totally fair to say. I do think that it goes a little too far to say they're the enemy of the people. But 48% of Republicans agreed with that notion, probably because Trump says that. 79% said they treat Trump unfairly. Yeah, I mean, listen, CNN, MSNBC, the nightly news, they have in my mind, there are two kinds of biases there. So MSNBC is just a pro-Democratic Party bias. They're the propaganda arm of the Democratic Party. I think that's fair to say. CNN and the nightly news, I think they just have a pro-establishment bias. They have a neutrality bias. So it's like establishment Republicans and establishment Democrats get favorable coverage from them. I do think that when they go after Trump, they do often go after him over the things that it's silly to go after him for, like his mean tweets, as opposed to, it's so easy to go after Trump on policy substance, and they don't really do that. They go after him on, like, being an unhinged, mean tweeter. And so, yeah, I think sometimes I'm rolling my eyes at the way they go after him with Stormy Daniels and shit like that. So I think it's fair to, I don't disagree with what the Republicans are saying there. I do think that there's a giant distinction, though, because they would argue just like any negative coverage of Trump is unfair. I don't think that's the case. But I happen to think that a lot of the coverage, the way they do the coverage of Trump, is unfair because they're not focusing on policy substance where there's a wealth of stuff they could go after. They're focusing on issues like Stormy Daniels. Okay, I think I'm clear about that. While Republicans criticize the media in higher numbers than Democrats and independents, 12% of Democrats and 21% of independents said the president should have the power to close down news operations engaged in bad behaviors. What? 12% of Democrats and 26% of independents agreed the media is the enemy of the people. Okay, so holy shit. 12% of Democrats and 21% of independents are authoritarians, and they don't believe in freedom of the press. I think it's time for the entire country to get a crash course on the First Amendment, on free speech, on freedom of the press. I think that it's abysmal that these numbers are this high for basically a cornerstone of American democracy. I mean, people don't get how big and important that is. You have to have a free press. You have to have free speech. I mean, it's everything. It's everything. And I mean, unfortunately, like with Julian Assange and WikiLeaks, for example, you see corporate media act like, no, he should be arrested and that WikiLeaks should be stopped from doing what they're doing. And it's like, well, no, you idiots, then you're against free press. Because like or dislike him, he's taking information that was kept secret by the government, and it shouldn't have been able to have been kept a secret by the government. Like, he's reporting on stuff that should be reported on. So he's doing the job that journalists are supposed to do, and corporate media likes to shit on him. So there's already a situation where even the people who say they believe in a free press, like the corporate media would, you don't actually believe in a free press. But it's scary, the number that just outright says, like, yeah, I don't even believe in a free press. It's like, what? That's fucking nuts, man. That's nuts. I'm at a loss for words. You need to have free speech. You need to have a free press. Because if you don't, what do you have left? An authoritarian dictatorship. That's it.